afternoon, panelists.
Classmates, especially the certain area.
They will talk about Chapter 6, Signing the Dotted Line, Legal Issues. In this chapter, we'll talk about the UFOC, or the Uniform Franchise Office Circulation, which is also called the Disclosure Agreement. The UFOC is a legal document that provides important information about the franchisor, the costs involved, and the franchise and franchisor's relationship. The history behind the UFOC. The history behind the UFOC begins in the post-World War II when franchising became a popular business model in the United States. This period saw a rapid expansion of franchises, with companies like 7-Eleven and McDonald's becoming a household names. However, by the late 1960s, problems emerged due to some franchisors engaging in unethical practices such as misrepresenting their claims to attract franchisees. To address these issues, individual states starting with California enacted laws requiring franchises to provide detailed disclosure documents to potential franchises, which is now called the UFOC, or Uniform Franchise Office Circulation. These documents were designed to give prospective franchises the information they needed to make informed decisions. In 1979, the Federal Trade Commission, or the FTC, implemented a franchise rule that mandated minimum disclosure requirements across the United States. The UFOC became the standardized format for these disclosures, providing consistent and comprehensive information about the franchisor, the franchise system, and the legal relationship between the franchisors and the franchisees. The laws behind the UFOC. Franchising law requires franchisors to disclose detailed information through a Uniform Franchise Offering Circular, or UFOC, with registration mandated in 14 states. Additionally, relationship laws protect franchisees by restricting unjustified termination or non-renewal of agreements, often requiring good cause. These regulations ensure fairness in franchisor-franchisee relationship while supporting the franchise industry's economic impact. To simply put, the UFOC provides essential information to potential franchisees, including franchisor details, agreements, and financial statements, to help them make informed decisions. Franchises must follow guidelines from the North American Securities Administrator Association, or the NASDA Act, for the UFO's content and format, which the Federal Trade Commission generally accepts. Recent FTC rules changes have moved towards adopting the UFOC format, with some modification ensuring thorough disclosure for prospective franchisees.
What you'll see on the UFOC. The UFOC is like a big guidebook that tells you all about the company you're thinking of joining as a franchisee. It includes details about the company's leaders, fees, and what you'll need to spend to start. It also explains what the company expects from you and what you can expect from them. The waiting period between getting a UFOC and getting an agreement. When you get the UFOC, the law says you have to wait at least 10 days before signing any paper. This waiting period is to give you time to think about your decision. Once you get the final version of the agreement, you have another 5 days to review it before you can sign. The UFOC, point by point. The UFOC is a detailed 22-section booklet providing essential franchise information, noting that the government hasn't verified it. So you should read it carefully with a lawyer and be aware of franchisor rules and alternative dispute resolution methods.
23 items. Not including the cover page, the UFOC contains 23 areas of disclosure referred to as items. Number 1. franchisor information. Describes the franchisor including its business background, any related companies, and whether the business is regulated by the government. Number 2, business experience. Lists the experience and qualifications of franchisors' key executives, helping you understand who you'll be working with. Number 3, litigation history. Discloses any relevant lawsuits or legal issues involving the franchisor or its key personnel, giving insight into potential risk. Number 4, bankruptcy. Details of bankruptcy involving the franchisor or its leaders, which could signal financial instability. Number 5, initial franchise fee. Outlines the fees you need to pay upfront to join the franchise, including whether these fees vary between franchisees. Number 6, other fees lists ongoing fees like royalties, advertising contributions, and fees for training or additional services provided by the franchisor. Number 7, initial investment. Provides an itemized table of all costs required to start the franchise, such as equipment, inventory, and real estate, including whether these costs are fundable or can be financed. Number 8, restriction on sources of products and services. Explains any limits where you can buy the products or services needed for the business, often to maintain quality and consistency across the franchises. Number 9, franchisee's obligations. List your duties as a franchisee, like adhering to brand standards, attending training, and maintaining the premises. Number 10, financing assistance. Details any financing the franchisor offers, including terms and conditions which can help cover startup costs. Number 11, obligations. Describes what the franchisors will do for you, such as providing training, marketing support, and ongoing assistance before and after you open the franchise.
Item number 12, territory. This section tells you whether you'll have a spatial area all to yourself for your franchise and how that area is defined. Item number 13, trademarks. Here, you will learn about the logos, brand names, and symbols you are allowed to use for your franchise. Item number 14, patents, copyrights, and proprietary information. This part explains you if the franchisor has any patents or copyrights and how you are allowed to use them. Item number 15, obligations. Obligations to participate in the actual operation of the franchise business. This explains whether you need to run the franchise yourself or if you can hire someone to do it. Item number 16, restrictions on what the franchise may sell rather. This tells you about any limits on the products or services you are allowed to offer at your franchise. Item number 17, renewal, termination, transfers, and dispute resolution. This lays out the rules of renewing or ending your franchise agreement, transferring it to someone else, and how to solve disagreements. Item number 18, public figures. This part covers whether a celebrity endorses the franchise and how much they are involved with the business. Item number 19, earnings claims. This shows any estimates or examples of how much money you might make with a franchise. Item number 20, list of franchise outlets. These sections give details about all the other franchise locations, including where they are and how may have opened or closed. Item number 21, financial statements. The franchisor shares their audited financial records from the last 3 years so you can see how stable they are. Item number 22, contracts. This part lists all the agreements you will need to sign to officially join the franchise. And lastly, item 23, receipt. You will need to sign a form here confirming that you received the UFOC documents.
Asa, huwag ka na umiyak.
Key elements.
Sasa, huwag ka na umiyak.
Key elements in the UFOC. The UFOC details the franchise agreement, including your initial investment, the franchisor's obligations, renewal and termination rules, financial status, franchise history, and required contracts, giving you a clear understanding of your commitments and expectations.
Proposed changes to franchise rule. The FTC is updating the franchise rule for the first time in 25 years, with changes expected to be adopted in 2007. Proposed updates include allowing electronic delivery of extending the disclosure period to 14 days and adopting the NASA UFOC format with additional requirements. Key changes mandate disclosure on franchisor-initiated lawsuits, intra-brand competition, financial performance, and franchisee turnover applying to franchisees within the U.S. and its territories.
How much can I make the earning claims? Earning claims in franchising are estimates in the UFOC and are included by only 25 to 35% of franchisors due to legal risk and performance variability. Some provide detailed figures, while others avoid them to prevent legal issues or misleading information.
Knowing where to go if you don't receive earning claims. If a franchisor doesn't provide mandatory earning claims, prospective franchisees should gather information from current franchisees and see SEC reports for publicly traded companies. The UFOC also offers valuable financial details that can help estimate potential earnings. While franchisors may provide supplemental earning claims for specific location, these must be documented and any informal claims should be treated cautiously and saved for possible disputes.
Surveying the paperwork. Evaluating a franchise agreement. Number 1, IFA Supplier Forum. The IFASF provides an online guide listing franchise law firms to help you find lawyers for both franchisors and franchisees. Number 2, the Directory of Franchise Attorneys. Franchise Updates online directory helps you find crucial franchise lawyers to guide you through legal documents and ensure the franchise is right for you. Evaluating the franchise agreement. The franchise agreement, not the UFOC, governs your relationship with the franchisor. So it's vital to understand it fully with the franchise attorney's help. Number 2, comparing the agreement with verbal promises and the UFOC. Any promises made by the franchisor during sales discussion must be included in the written franchise agreement as they won't be legally binding otherwise. 3, 2, 1, go. Negotiating with a franchisor. Most franchisors value consistency and won't negotiate major terms, but newer systems might be more flexible. You can still negotiate aspects like territory size, support, and payment terms, but be wary if a franchisor is too willing to change key terms, as it might indicate system inconsistency.